I can't believe this losing streak has been 6 games. I mean, they made a go of it at the end. They made a go of it at the end, but I guess you could say they blew it. like B-L-U-E. Oh!
What? You serious?
Mind blown. We need ideas.
I'm dumb.
Silly hard. We get to the game, please.
Let me hear you say it doesn't matter who's the starter.
It doesn't matter who's the starter.
Let me hear you say it doesn't matter who's the starter.
It doesn't matter who's the starter.
See, this streak's not a surprise for me, because I pay attention to their core C. And now we're about to watch that 18-wheeler crash. 6 more years of giving David Clarkson all his cash. And until mid-March, then it all messed up. And now we can't call the Leafs a playoff club. Shout out to Beyonce, the biggest supporter of advanced stats in the hockey world. Leafs lose 5-3 to the St. Louis Blues. Oh, it rhymes. Good thing we're not in the same division as them, because that would get tiresome. Who's losing it? This guy. Who's losing it? This guy. Who's losing it? This guy! You know what? No, I can't waste my time yelling. Why am I gonna waste my time yelling? Yelling accomplishes approximately nothing. So what the Leafs need is some answers. So tell you what, I'm gonna get up. I got my pajama pants on. It's nighttime. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna look for some answers. I'm looking for some answers all over. But where's some answers? Anyone have some answers for this Leafs losing streak? Anyone got any answers? Hey, Mom! Well, I don't live at their house anymore. Do you guys have some answers?
What have you done with the answers? He's not talking.
Ugh.
There's gotta be somebody.
There's got you.
You might remember this guy from the first season of my videos. That's the camel of hockey knowledge. He knows everything about hockey and knowledge. Dear camel of hockey knowledge, I have a question about the Leafs. Why?
What did I? Shut up. You saying so? Oh, we can't talk.
He's the plastic freaking camel.
Woo! This room looks like the Leafs defense car right now. I gotta clean up this mess. Internet. Insert the part where I tell you the Leafs got outshot. Insert the part where I tell you about the Leafs being crap in the first period. Insert the part about the Leafs relying too heavily on goaltending and follow the bouncing ball. It's over there. Get following. I'm at like, what, 1,000 YouTube videos, something like that? You know how many Leaf playoff videos I've made? 7! And I didn't appreciate how the last one ended. In all seriousness though, I read a thing today. I read a thing on Twitter, and that linked me to an article on The Score, which I believe was based on something written in The Sun. I don't know. The point is, Tim Nowicki said something. You might know him. He's kind of in charge of the Leafs and the TFC and the Raptors and Marlies and everyone. He was probably my boss when I worked at the Toronto Zoo and I didn't even know it. He compared the losing atmosphere around the Leafs to the BO car from Seinfeld. You know, that car with the BO, hence the BO car. Kids, if you never saw that episode of Seinfeld, here's what happened. A gentleman drove one of the protagonist's cars, and he had a pungent BO, a bad one. And no matter what they did, that car just kept reeking. And Lewicki's conclusion to the stinky BO car, just like on Seinfeld, buy a new car! In other words, big change. And the Leafs, I mean, they can't be that far off, can they? Can't. After all that, they could win the last 8 games of the season, and this was all for naught. Oh, gosh, golly gee williker, they could sneak in the last spot, pull an LA Kings, and ride Jonathan Bernier all the way to glory. Oh, imagine that. Jonathan Quick does it, and then 2 years later, the prodigy, Jonathan Bernier, he does it. Oh my goodness, what a story. Or, the Leafs do what they've done my entire life. And suck. I talked about this on my podcast, the Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast. Oh, for the love of goodness, would you check it out? Please, it's a great podcast. I talked about how, you know the Curtis Joseph Leafs? The Curtis Joseph era Leafs? Nah. Were they that good, though? Were they? Oh, they had good parts. Mats, Captain Mats. Can't go wrong there. Gary Roberts. Stumpy Tommett. Where's Stumpy? I got him up there, says Stumpy. But really, it was just Curtis Joseph saving their ass a lot. You need a better team. The Leafs got some parts. They got some very young and promising parts on the back end, whether they make the playoffs or not. Gardner. Oh. Riley. Oh. Kessel up front. Oh, my goodness. JVR. One of the best contracts in the NHL. One of the best. But there's a lot of other parts they can GTFO. And buying a new car would probably be the most Leafiest thing to do ever. But you know what? You're all thinking players. You're okay, who could we get rid of, Steve? Yeah, let's buy a new car. Let's get rid of Franzen and let's get rid of, let's find a way to get a new compliance buyout and get rid of Clarkson, because one guy in the back, oh, he fired up the troops with a fight. Shut up! Management. I hear Claude Loiselle on the radio and I'm like, stop saying things. I hear Carlisle and I'm like, start
saying things that make sense.
By the way, what's with all this, well, I don't comment on goalies because of you guys that Carlisle's saying to the media? You're responsible for the words that tumble out of your head. No one made you say that. It's Toronto. Hockey's a big deal here. Wow! Moving on. Question of the game. What's in your new car? My new car comes with a driver while I sip whiskey in the back. Through a straw because I'm wearing a real replica Felix Potvin mask. No, an actual Felix Potvin mask from Felix Potvin. Felix Potvin's my driver. What's in it for you? Really ask yourself that when it comes to this new car. Really ask yourself that when it comes to this team.
Come on, Steve, the Leafs were never gonna beat a team like the Blues.
Well, then maybe we're all cheering for the wrong team. Every team, every night has a chance to win. Every team, every night has a chance to come back. Like from a 4-1 lead in Game 7. And I must admit, I was watching this game so full of hope. The Leafs 4-2, 4-3. How fitting would it be if they ended this streak by coming back from a 4-1 deficit in the third period? No. But that doesn't change the fact that any team can win. I've tried quitting the Leafs before. I wore the patch and everything. I can't. I just want to see them win. That's all.